let's make this simple. When Jason wakes up in the morning, he's always doing something, but there's changes that happen through cause and effect in his life and changes in his behavior. Now, if there was a model of Jason, I have to take Jason's history and then synthesize it to expect or anticipate or guess what Jason's going to do in the future, but that's not always the case because humans are always changing and evolving, albeit slow, but it does occur. So Tartle allows for that novel data capture. So when your system is ingesting data through the Real Intelligence API, you get to train it on things that are always adjusting those weights and always giving it new novel inputs that make the system more robust. Because the more variance it gets inside of it, the better the system will be. And you need people to come in and give feedback for what is actually valuable, because then you have proper assigning of weights, rather than pre-assumed weighting that would occur when you're training a model that happens today on synthetic data. So you're actually I'll shut up in a second.
No, you're fine.
You'll actually reduce the model's fragility. You reduce your error rates when you tie into the Real Intelligence API. Why wouldn't you want to use a system, Jason, that makes your models more robust, reduces the liability of your data sourcing, and gives you the option to grow and adapt with society, your model over time?
Yeah. And the data points are endless, and we'll get into that, but real-time human feedback, RTHF. One of the things that we're seeing with Tesla is that they're having people to better train their robots, because, the goal is to have a robot in each home. And we did a whole episode on that. But what's interesting to me is they're having people wear suits, and they're paying them, like $5,000 a month or something like that to wear the suit so they can train. But you can wear the suit, which is basically an IoT device.
That's right.
Tons of, and you can pull that data, but you don't know the intent in what's going on. You have no idea of how they feel.
No.
And, like if Tesla would come to Tartle and be like, hey, we want to work alongside of you because we need to understand real-time human feedback, not just from an IoT suit.
No, because the suit...
But we could, in real time, ask the people, how are they feeling when they do this? What is it? There's so many different variables that you get when it's human feedback.
Right. So when you're dealing with a suit, the suit deals with knowledge that is quite explicit, things that happen on the outside. It's things that can be seen and easily measured. But the qualitative aspects for humans in their decision-making, or even why they go about using a knife a certain way to cut fruit, like what is it about that mechanic? Why have you cut it like this? Oh, your grandmother taught you to cut it like that, or I don't know. But the actual rich nuances of why an action is occurring is missed when you're only collecting data from a suit. That's like watching someone in front of the green screen. They put the dots on them and then they put them in CG. Yeah. Well, that doesn't give you all the other nuance. Like if you had a film in Hollywood that was just capturing those things, but had no dialogue, no thought process of like a lead character, well, then you're just watching a figure move around the screen. The movie would be worthless. All of the value happens actually internally in the brain, but the mechanisms of movement, which are very, very dynamic and special for human beings, which are hard to map into robotics, that's what they're trying to capture. But that's only what I would say is 30 to 40% of the total picture of what needs to be captured.